Wait. Before I get on, why do you guys unsub in the first place? What was that about? I appreciate all the subs, but we wouldn't have to have this flood of subs if you guys just stuck around. That's the thing about fans, no loyalty. No echo? It's alright, don't worry about it. Don't worry. I'll fix it. There shouldn't be echo. Alright, one second. Yeah. Yo, what if I'm just bald when I turn the camera on? Yeah, okay, so now it should be a lot quieter. How's this? I lowered the volume a lot. Is it any better? Still there. I gotta open my stream so I hear what this even sounds like. If it is just a true echo. YouTube audio inputs? Yeah, clearly, but like I'm looking at my thing and I don't have two audio inputs. Sounds like two mics. Curious. Sorry. Opening my chat. Webcam mic. Okay, what does it sound like? Let's hear it, Cory. Oh, it's like triple. Oh, 1 second. Okay, is this better? It doesn't sound better. It's like we never left. Good. Never coming back. Why are we underwater? Let's just go to here. Okay, hello? No, it's still shitty. Is this a bit? What kind of bit do you think this is? Okay, I'm gonna mute everything but audio input capture. Let's do that. Alright, Autobots. Oh! Whoa! No, I'm kidding. 420 viewers. Good, because I'm about to drop some knowledge today. All of your questions answered with no exceptions. Is that what you guys think? What's up, everybody? Do I thank all the subs? What do you think? Thank every sub individually right now, or wait till the end of stream? Because there's a few subs, admittedly. I'll move the alert box a little bit away from my face. Wait till the end. I appreciate all of you. I know it's been a little bit. Was my last stream the hotel stream? Is that where I was? JPR, thank you for the 5 gifted. That's my exception. If you gift subs, I will thank you now. What's going on, y'all? Hotel stream? Yeah, what did I say? I said, I'm taking a break. It won't be that long. Lakers watch party. I'm so excited for the playoffs, I'll be honest. How's everybody? It's on follower-only mode. So you have to follow for 30 minutes before chatting. Seems like the right call. Because somehow this 420 viewers doesn't seem natural. But it's okay. Call the game count for Lakers Wolves. I think Lakers in 5. 6 if, Ant pops off. Hawks or Magic. I got other plans than watching that shit. But I do want to watch Warriors Grizzlies tonight. Hello, everybody. I have a bit of a roadmap of things to talk about today. I'll read it out to you guys. It's social media break / where I'm at now, off Twitter, Amazing Grace, law school, Big Brother, NBA bracket. So it's kind of a choose your own adventure. Where the fuck is Maria? She's actually in the other room. I'm very consistent. She's genuinely in the other room. Where else would she be? Are you sure she's watching? I assume she is in chat. Not to out her or anything. But no more paper cut, I hope. Y'all are so corny. No offense. In the Patreon, y'all it'd be so funny if she comes back and she has a Band-Aid for the paper cut. Sometimes you gotta let the joke sit. Sometimes you gotta... that's like what the DR would tell me to do. That was me. Hey, like I said, hey, bub, no offense. Proceeds to say offensive thing. Hi, stranger. What's up, Ned? Ned, what continent are you in these days? Are you in Down Under or the 51st state? You need some sort of NBA / basketball emote? It's a good idea. I wanted to have 117 viewers. I was looking for a way to make that happen. You guys don't understand. If not for the prosperity and the tremendous success and financial benefit I get from streaming about Big Brother, this would be a strictly sports talk stream. Still Australia, soon. LeBron emote when? That could happen. Went to my first RHAP event last week. My life is fulfilled. Jacksonia, I shit you not, we were there. As the RHAP event was happening in Boston, America and I were there too. We knew the event was happening. I didn't know it was exactly this weekend, but they went to the Red Sox Blue Jays game. We were a couple sections over unknowingly. So kind of unlucky we didn't, cross paths, but it is pretty funny. Did you see Sam on Know It All? Sam Phelan? I didn't. I'm surprised he was on. I'm pretty sure he's honeymooning. Last I heard. Or maybe that's over. I know he just got married. But yeah, no, I went to an event in Nashville, and I asked Sam, you gonna be there? He's like, I am in Europe marrying somebody. I was like, oh, well, I guess you're not gonna make it. Marrying someone. Her name's Hannah. She's great. He did it 3 days post-honeymoon. He's a star. He's such a good talker. I mean, I think he's going to just be a sports talk host at some point, whether it's on TV or radio or podcast or whatever. I guess nowadays it's probably a YouTube show and a podcast. Oh, God. All right, everyone. Gush for a second in chat. Go on. I'll just sit here and watch. We'll play some music. Will you guys say hi? Sorry, this is probably exactly the opposite of what America wanted. Yesterday we were like popping into Quinn's stream, and I'm like, you should say something, and then she's like, no. I'm like, why? She's like, then everyone's gonna flock. I'm like, yeah, maybe. Alana's gifted A-Dog a sub. This is huge. Thank you. Comp Queen America. That day one comp. Never forget. She brings in the views, seemingly. What's up, Alex? Alex, I have some stuff to apologize for. Mostly the lack of responding. If it makes you feel better, I've been a dick collectively to everybody. At least past couple of months. Okay, just a couple quick announcements before I get into my little spiel, which I don't have that much planned, but also this isn't like a... I don't know how to describe it. Like, this is not like a YouTube apology thing where, like, I have to have my thoughts planned out. Like, I'm not saying anything that crazy. Let me shout out one person, though. Shout outs to Nathan. Some of you guys know Nathan. He's been in the chat for a long time. He won both March Madness brackets. We did a men and women's brackets, and he won both, which is fucking crazy. It's ridiculous. He knows ball to an extent that's weird. Like, you shouldn't know, like, all of college basketball, men and women's. Like, it's insane. But congrats, Nathan. I gotta DM you. Okay. By the way, and not to immediately come back to stream after months of not streaming and then plug sub. I have Instagram subs now. I'm trying to figure out how to do them in my own way because obviously I'm not America. Like we have different styles. I think I'm probably gonna do a lot more like Q&As and like diary room sessions of just like me yapping to the camera before bed. That was a ritual I got into while America was on her social media break. So if you're interested, it's $3. I thought $5 is a bit much. 99 cents is like for what I'm providing, you know. So only if you're interested. You know, if you're picking between subbing here or subbing there, this is probably the place to do it. I don't want you guys to think you're missing crucial Americory content on there. Also, to all the Patreon supporters, we recorded a podcast today and it's going to be uploaded tonight. So, you know, I'll tell you what, our Patreon numbers haven't dropped at all, which is honestly kind of sad. Like, I wish they did. I feel guilty because we haven't been creating the content, frankly. Obviously, we pre-recorded a lot of content, you know, in preparation for America's social media break. But we ran out, and then I got to a spot where I didn't want to post things and record things, and I think you guys understand that. But, like, the point is, we maintain the same amount of patrons, which is ridiculous, and I really appreciate it. Just for no reason, y'all are just throwing money into the abyss. But hopefully now that abyss is going to have a little bit of content. We're going to put a poll about what Survivor season we're going to rewatch. We're going to put, like, I think we're locked in on Survivor this time, and then we'll like alternate Survivor BB Can, or Survivor Big Brother. So I think we're going to do some Survivor season, then probably BB Can 5, probably. Should I sub to the Patreon? What we're doing on the Patreon is like, you know, podcast, rewatch, book club. I'm going to bring back some variation of Cory Strategy Corner. But I want to do Survivor because I think it's like, especially anticipating 50, I kind of want America to build up her knowledge a little bit because I can't be watching, you know, like Boston Rob and America's like, who is that? You know? Podcast after stream. I still have to piece it together. It'll probably be like a late night podcast. I don't want you guys waiting up for it, but it will be uploaded, you know, before I go to sleep. To Love Island. I don't know if that would be conducive for a rewatch. It's like 150 fucking episodes. Australia versus the World I'm excited about too. That'll be good. I think the seasons I'm going to put up as options for Survivor, I think I'm going to do Amazon, Pearl Islands, Cagayan, and might just be those three, to be honest. Like, should I do fans' favorites, Micronesia? I feel like you want to build up a little bit more context before that. Maybe at least watch like China. But again, everyone who's subbing, I really, really appreciate it. Anyone who stayed subbed, you're a psycho, and I also appreciate it. I'll be thanking everyone at the end. I just, I don't want the stream to get too choppy. Thanks, A-Rod, for the gift. I appreciate it. Thank you, Julie, for the gift. Rather, A-Rod for the sub. Thank you, Sydney. Sorry, I just said I was going to thank him at the end. Fuck you, Sydney. But I appreciate it. The people yearn for David versus Goliath. They yearn for the urn. Wish you got on a race. We'll talk about it. I don't even know what I'm allowed to talk about when it comes to that, but I'm not too worried about it. It'll be fun. So let's, should we start? Are you guys ready for the spiel, or do you want to hear coconuts first? Let's do the spiel. You don't know shit, balloon horses. Anyways. Okay, so social media break. For those of you who don't know, social media got a little wild, a little hog wild for a while. And it affected me in a way I didn't expect it to. After Big Brother, the Big Brother community is fucking nuts. You know what I mean? And after Big Brother, there was a lot of hate, way more support, of course, right? There's these two levels, and one of them's higher than the other, and especially relative to the rest of our cast, I was beloved. America was beyond beloved, and, when you're that loved, you have a lot of haters, but it was certainly a different vibe. And as time's gone on, it's kind of shifted, not to like the extent people just care about BB25 less and everyone on it less, which obviously makes sense, but because I was so active on social media and still tweeting my opinions, and I'm a very opinionated person who sometimes says things like Chelsea's bad at Big Brother, so like I do bring it on myself in some regards, in terms of like the attention side of things, but things took a turn for like the way more toxic and negative and gross and invasive and all that kind of stuff recently. So I got beyond offline. Just a bit of a timeline. At the start, I'm sitting there as obsessed with social media as I've ever been, refreshing, scrolling, 5 different tabs, And then things get more toxic, and I'm getting much more stressed and much more anxious and much more not feeling good. So I'm getting off everything. And I'm like, okay, I'll just only check once a day or something, or I'll delete it from my phone, so I have to go on the browser. Then it got to a point where I'm like, ooh, it's time to cut off everything. And legitimately, and I know it's hard to believe because you guys know who I am, I have not been on Twitter for a month and a half. To the point where America and I are like hanging out in bed, and she's like just scrolling on Twitter, and like it like I don't mean to use this word liberally because I think people overuse it, but like it was very triggering of like, I need to get the fuck out of this bed. Like just seeing the fucking refreshed little like circle literally fucked with me. Go to Blue Sky. I swear to God, I'm going to ban you, Paps. Not that you said anything crazy, but like the go to Blue Sky people, it's like, dude. So fully cut off. I deleted Instagram from my phone, which, it's bad. You've got to delete fucking boring ass Instagram. That's back. I'm back to Instagram at least. But it was just really, really bad. And you get off social media because I was much more resilient before, where it was like, oh, I see a comment that says Cory's fat, and it's like, that sucks, but also, fuck you, you're an idiot, go die, like, that's fine, whatever. It got to a point where, like, I'd see, like, one negative comment, and it would just ruin my day, and I'm like, damn, it's so infuriating to empower idiots like that they have that power over you, but it's obviously not intentional. Like, I would love to just be like, fuck you, bitch, but I wasn't. It was hard. Twitter is just porn and assholes these days. I like you differentiated it. You could have just said porn and assholes. Have you read Sunrise and the Reaping? We'll talk about that once I finish all of this, because I have a lot of thoughts. So I got off Twitter. I'm still off Twitter. I ask you guys, because there's probably more people here right now than will be in future streams, don't bring up Twitter stuff to me. If it's something funny and you want to, just use your common sense. I feel like a large part of the stream used to be I'd go on Twitter and see what's happening in the reality TV community and talk about it. I'm still going to do that to a certain extent because I love reality TV, and that's what this stream kind of is. We do other stuff, but come on. But I can't be on Twitter anymore. I can't do it. And it's so sad because I remember I had that tweet a while ago where I was like, all you idiots on Twitter scare everyone else off, but you're stuck with me. Nah, you scared me off. I'll be honest. You got me. You got me. I talk a big game. But nope. So I've been successfully scared off. It's going to be Andy Herron, and that's it. What's up, Quinifer? I thought I ran you off this site. Something like that. Quinn, during this whole thing, DM me like, hey, you and me, let's go to Six Flags tomorrow. I look it up. Six Flags is closed. I'm like, what is this guy scheming? There's a lot of love, but you should stay off because the few haters are intense. What I've realized is the love is always where I'm looking for it. Like if I look in the Patreon, I look on Instagram subs, I go to stream. The Twitter is like a minefield. Like every bit of love, there's the other stuff. And also, I really have cultivated an algorithm that is just pure shit. Just all toxicity, all negativity. Part of that is because the shit I had to be refreshing, for months. And also, you guys know my bad habit of months past of like searching out bad information. You know what I mean? Third ad, you've got to be kidding me. Hey, bub, you're doing okay. Reddit is the safe place, low-key. Yeah, Reddit is so much better, but even still, just looking at the discussions, even if it's by more level-headed people, I'm telling you, like, I would read something, I would see a mean comment, whatever, and it would just be like a fucking ball in my chest. It'd be so bad. And then I'm doing fine now. Things are good. The main problems was I was just so anxious and I was having so much trouble sleeping, and then I would try to make myself sleep, with like NyQuil and shit, and that's not sustainable. So I had like a phase, but we're good now. So like, it's even now, like even just talking about like just like a fucking, there's like a thing here, Sorry you had to deal with it. It's fine. Like, I don't know. I think I've been very fortunate all my life where like I've never been mentally or emotionally like in that bad of a spot. So then when I am like really going through something, it's like a very new feeling. Whereas other people maybe, have better coping mechanisms. Like I have to imagine like if, I had to go through something like this again, I would be so much better prepared and like know to stay offline and know how to conduct myself and treat myself and everything. It's just, I just, obviously it's hard to prepare for this kind of situation, and I was unprepared. So I don't know if I have, and I want to say about H2O, like it's frustrating. We say, I hate that it affected you in that way. I hate that I let it affect me in that way. Not that it's like my fault, obviously. But like, it's just giving stupid people who make the world a worse place power over you, and it's just lame. It's just lame. And it's a lot easier when you've got like someone you're super close to from America next to you who you can like deal with it with. When you're kind of, more isolated, it's obviously much, much harder. So I think that's about it for the social media break. I'll talk a little bit about what's happening now. I'm back to streaming. I'm genuinely going to try to stream daily during the week. During the weekends, I'm not sure. But I want to stream daily. With law school coming up next year, I just don't know how much I'll be able to. And I really enjoy streaming. It's an income source. Like, in all of my social media, everything, this has always been my favorite thing to do. Even when I'm dreading it, I always get on and have fun. So that's the goal. You guys know how I am. Like, there'll be days I miss. But tomorrow, the stream is going to be all about law school. I'm going to walk you guys through my entire process, talk about where I am now. I think I know where I'm going. I paid a deposit today. It's still up in the air, but so that'll be the whole stream tomorrow. I'll have like a PowerPoint. We'll talk through that part of my life. It is exciting. It's very cool. But it's still up in the air. There's probably two schools really it's between at this point. And it's going to come down to like money and A lot of things like that. Yes, PowerPoint. Yeah. Did you buy a hat for it yet? No, we were at the bookstore, and I was like, I should buy this shit on Amazon. It's $60 for a baseball cap. Indiana University Maurer School of Law. That's right. Will you let us know first? You'll find out with everyone else on stream. Harvard or Yale are getting a good one? Absolutely not. Too elitist. Apartment hunting stream soon. I am very excited to do the apartment hunting. It's a hobby of mine. Does America know yet? She knows where I'm leaning. I mean, we visited some schools this past week. That's why we were in Boston and New York. Third tier Patreon subs. Here's what I'll say. I think it would be pretty wild for me to come back and raise the price of the Patreon. Or like add a more expensive tier. I feel like that would be a bold move after this little hiatus, this hiatus. Of course, Superfly. I think it's not for a while. We don't move till late August, so. Were you in the hospital? Yeah, I was. We were in New York. We're supposed to see Book of Mormon. I ended up in the hospital instead. You should see the other guy. Did you go to the live RHAP show? No, we were in the same city, coincidentally, though. Where are you now? In the hospital. Cooler room, right? But I'm in Nashville. Are you okay? I'm totally fine. I'll tell you guys what it is. Do you guys want to know? Do you guys mind? Now, to be fair, I think she's talking about a different set of coconuts, as far as I understand. But yeah, my coconut singular, I had some pain there, and I was trying to be very cautious of, like, losing one testicle is funny. Losing two is, I mean, probably more funny, because I'd be, like, neutered, but it also would be, like, consequential. But everything's fine. It was just, it was like the type of pain that you wouldn't go to the hospital for under any circumstances, except for like, okay, it's like feeling a little bit of pain like here, but because you lost your other kidney, you have to go check it out because if this one fails, you die. So I went and checked it out, and they gave me an ultrasound on my scrotum. It was awesome. But I'm fine. They didn't even find anything, and like anything that could be wrong, they would have found. So it was just like soreness. But yeah, I was very worried, to be honest. I was like genuinely terrified because it was just a lot of flashbacks of like, I know this pain. And this didn't go well last time. What did America do to it is crazy. Did someone say that? What did America do to it? Yeah, there it is. America and I had that joke because America was saying how she was hoping, so, the kids' faucet would be closed. Sorry, that was a graphic turn of phrase. But, I mean, granted, she shouldn't have, twisted and yanked as hard as she did. Playing Bop It, it was fucked up. But it's okay. Nothing's wrong. It was very funny. And I said this on the podcast, so sorry for the repeat joke, but the doctor was like, do you do anal? Have you received anal? I'm like, this is a lot. I'm like, no. And then they asked America to go away, and then they leaned into my ear and said, so do you actually receive anal? I'm like, no, I don't. Please. It's like, I don't even know if it was like a medical question or an offer. Wasn't my doctor. Just a person at the hotel. So, they were just curious. Yeah, it was just asking questions. No stupid questions around here. These jokes tonight. You understand how sad it is, like, being sad and coming up with jokes and not having an audience? We need the Sex Talk podcast. All right, now we're talking about a different tier on the Patreon. Play Lies of P. I got everyone else on it. Thanks, Daniel. Daniel knows the only way to reach me is through chat. Pause. Juan Soto just homered. All right, everyone, pause, unpause. America needs to take a bow. America's... I don't know if she posted on her story yet, but she's easing back into it. I think you guys have to understand, after taking such a long social media break, it's so beyond overwhelming coming back. And it's almost weird because, like, immediately, this is my experience with Big Brother. Immediately after you come out, you haven't had your phone for, in my case, 114 days. And then you get out, and then immediately you're glued to your phone. Like, using your phone more than you ever did before. And it's very beyond overwhelming being perceived again. So, like, you know, I think it's very much like ease in. Like, we made a podcast today, we'll post that, and it'll come. Do you like Tate McRae's new album? I like Sports Car. Using the sub for additional alcohol, feel like you may need it. Sam, don't. How dare you? Sam ambushed America and I when we were drunk in New York. We were supposed to be just, you know, drunk without anyone to perceive us. Have you watched The Pit? Not yet. Just finished Severance. I was waiting to the end of her break for that. That was awesome. Amazing finale. I don't know what people have to complain about it. Awesome. And I think White Lotus is our next thing. Haven't started it. Did you consider Chicago colleges, universities? There's one I'm still waiting on from Chicago that I should get into, frankly. Like, it's not a reach. But they really have to give me a lot of money. Like, they'd have to give me a full ride to go because it's just a slightly worse school than where I'm leaning now. The two schools I'm leaning now. But there's one Chicago school I'm waiting on. If you ever come to Butte, Montana, I will buy you 2 beers. 2 beers? Okay. We'll talk. Severance finale was great. Some episodes weren't great. It hit like a lull from 7, 8, and 9. I think the end of the season was kind of weak, but the finale was insane. Very good. I need to know where you're at with Vampire Diaries. We haven't watched much. We maybe watched an episode or two. But Klaus is looking for his family. Elijah's back. Season 3. There's a guy with testicular torsion on The Pit. Does that make me want to watch it more or less? I can't tell. You and Zach need to be on the White Lotus season 4. Maybe they'll come up with a less creepy storyline. I don't know how to take that. Did America see her pick Gabby won the Traders? Yeah, so, you know, she wasn't watching the Traders live, so I was trying to, like, describe it to her, but I was like, Gabby won. She's like, oh my God, Gabby won? I'm like, yeah, so did Ivar and Dylan and what's her name? The housewife? But yeah. So she was pumped. Dolores, yeah. I was gonna say Dorinda. That was the other. That was Rhodey. This solo trip IG with America's hand in it was funny. You know, I'm a businessman at the end of the day. I have my Instagram subs. I know what the people want. I'm not gonna give them all of it, but I'll give them some. And by the way, no plan for the stream. I'm planning on talking for like an hour and a half, just yapping, answering questions. Not like a Q&A, but just, you know, people in the chat catching up. And then tomorrow is going to be a law school stream. So that's the plan. Are you guys ready to move on to the next topic? It's kind of a crazy one. All right. Let's do it. Here we go. So this is the rumored cast for The Amazing Race Season 38. All Big Brother alum and a loved one. And an exception. There's obviously been, like, theoretical leaked spoilers about the results. We're not going to be talking about that, of course, because I assume there's a lot of people in the chat who are trying to avoid those. So please, you know, respect those people. Even what you're saying, Olivia, just put a pin in it. What do you guys want to hear? My thoughts on the cast or my experience with the process first? What are we feeling? I'm saying this as if I'm talking to one person. Y'all are gonna spam different shit. Your experience. Actually, there's been no one who said the thoughts on the cast. I'm not going to go too in-depth with it. I mean, I think people basically know the gist. But we were very, it was pretty deep in the process. Didn't end up happening, which is a bummer. I will say, given the circumstances of the social media break and everything happening and how I was doing, I think it was very clearly, objectively for the best. I have never heard a story of someone going onto one of these reality shows in a fucked up mental state and having a good experience. I've never, like, that seems like it is always a bad thing to do. Would it have been fun? Of course. It would have been the experience of a lifetime, all that stuff. Given this very specific set of circumstances, I was in a lot of ways worried that it would happen, and then that would be a little bit challenging, I think. I don't think I would have been doing well. So, Jerry, as far as I understand, it's the day everything starts, because you're on call till then, from what I've heard. So that's where I'm at. Like, it sucked, but also I think given circumstances, I'll be honest, I was pretty relieved. You will def get on another season. I doubt that. I feel like, but I think it's a show that's a very fun experience, I think is how I'd put it. I was not, Angie. So anyways, let's talk about the cast. Tucker and Eric. It's Tucker's brother. No brainer. Honestly, the BB26ers, Chelsea, Tucker, and Angela, like, they had to be like day one locks, like, just so obvious. Rubina, I think she probably is going to be a lot more entertaining even on like a show like The Amazing Race than Big Brother, just because she has such a big like personality, and like I think it could translate better to The Amazing Race. I don't want that to sound like shade. Like, I think like people are just better on different shows. Like, I think I would be honestly, I don't think this show would be as perfect for me, because it's, geared towards like relationships as opposed to witty one-liners and strategy, And also there's the Tucker-Rubina dynamic, which I think is interesting. I will say, because there's, some Big Brother / Big Brother teams, maybe you could just combine the two. But I think it is interesting, them competing against each other, even though obviously you would just align if your significant other's there. Rubina said she applied for The Amazing Race and they put her on BB. That makes sense. Honestly, I think her and her sister, like, would be like slam dunks Amazing Race casting. I'm surprised they wouldn't get on. For BB26 was ridiculous. I don't think it came as a surprise to anybody. I think that season is viewed very favorably by not just the public, but also CBS. I will say, look, there's enough people criticizing CBS casting these days. Everyone's got their complaints, for sure. Not calling Felicia is perhaps the worst crime committed in humanity. Because I think Felicia came out and said that, right? Are you kidding me? That's a crime. I don't think that had anything to do with it, hey bub, frankly. But maybe. I mean, so I think it was her age. I mean, that would be ridiculous. I've seen, no, that's ridiculous. If that's the reason. I think, honestly, it's probably just, like, maybe they viewed too much overlap with her and Angela, but, like, what, 2 of the best casting decisions of all time is too much? Like, so that was a miss. Maybe they were having trouble finding, like, a person to put Felicia with. Can I tell... Okay, Amazing Race casting. I assume you're in this stream. If you are, here's my request, okay? Here's my request. Put Felicia on a normal person season just with a stranger. Have them meet Felicia at the airport and just send them in. That would be sick. So, I'll talk about that later, Brent. I have thoughts. Um, so we have the BB26ers, Tucker, obvious pick, Angela, obvious pick. I think her daughter is a fun choice too because she was saying some shit during BB26, so hopefully she's gonna get into some stuff. Rubina and Christine. I don't know much about Rubina's sister, but I know they're both very high energy, and I think they're gonna be a very charismatic team to watch. Chelsea, BB legend. After she played a couple months ago. She's already a legend. Obviously, don't know anything about her dad, but I like having more variance in the types of relationships. This is the only father-daughter. The Jagman and the Jazzman, just good guys. I love Jag. I love Jazz. I have two rooting interests on this season. It's Jag and Jazz, and it's Izzy and Paige. I know a ton of other people on this cast. Of course, I know everyone in this cast. Frankly, I don't know Enzo, I guess. I'm close to a variety of people on this cast, but obviously, those are my people. And I want to be frank. I think there's a lot of Jag haters out there. Obviously, there's a lot of Jag haters in this chat. He's a good dude. He's just a good dude, and I find it hard to not root for him just generally in life. Same with his brother. So that's where I stand. You guys know how I feel about Jag. So Kyland and Taylor, I would love to know the story behind how the fuck this happened. Obviously, both of them individually are very reasonable picks. Taylor's probably the number one person on the board of who they wanted, and Kyland, I mean, he's very prominent in the Big Brother world, not to mention what he's done in the challenge. Them going together is interesting. I don't know exactly what the story is. It's odd, but maybe if this was the condition for them to be on, they were okay, we'll do it. But it is weird to me. Yeah, that's what I've heard, Shinx, and I truly am saying this with no additional knowledge. It's not after it didn't happen, I went out and searched the Ethernet. I was very removed from it all. But it is interesting. Yeah, I just don't know if that makes that much sense, Jerry. But maybe, But I will say, they look like a strong fucking team. Just based on the lineup, I think you'd think Kylan Taylor, Jag and Jazz, Tucker, and then maybe I don't know. I assume Joseph's brother's pretty ripped too. But just in terms of the athleticism, you'd think they'd be the front runners. Izzy and Paige, an inspired fucking choice. I did not think Izzy would be asked back for another show, and that is because I thought CBS lacked taste. And just seeing how she was edited on BB25, was this just going to be one of those awesome pre-jury characters who got lost in the shuffle? Thank God I was wrong. Great pick, and it helps when your significant other, your race partner, is also awesome and great TV. Great TV. Just a charismatic person. Paige is cool. So this is a great pick. I also know Izzy's a huge fan of The Amazing Race. Went to events before, any process was happening. So I can't imagine that was the case for most people on this cast. So I think it's good to have someone who would appreciate the experience and, really take it all in. So awesome pick. Could not be happier. Turner and Megan, love Turner. Interviewed him on the Patreon. Love Megan. Yeah, there's not many significant other pairs on this cast. I think there's just two, I guess. 3. I think it's a good pick. I like Turner. I like Turner on the show as well. And Megan, again, I think is probably Megan could get cast for a show by herself. She herself is that dynamic of a personality. It's also funny for the Big Brother lore, Natalie and her sister. This was kind of out of left field. You just didn't expect Natalie Negrati to be back in the mix. Obviously, she had a decent stint on the challenge. Don't know anything about her sister, obviously, but I always enjoyed Natalie as a personality and as a character. Very surprising, just because they don't have that many. I'm not going to say Natalie's old school. It was BB18, but that was 8 years ago, so it kind of is, relatively speaking, old school. So I think it's a fine pick. Joseph and Adam. Again, I think Joseph was another one that kind of surprised me. Whereas like, I think I love Joseph and the internet loves Joseph more than I thought CBS like loved Joseph. Like, that was like, obviously there's nothing to dislike about the guy. I think he might be legitimately the person with the highest approval rating in the reality TV world amongst like like if you did like a reality TV celebrity's favorite reality TV celebrity, he might have the most votes, and I'd vote for him. He's the homie. Um, but obviously it's not like he was a massive character on BB24. But again, I think it's a good pick. I just love Joseph. He's super rootable. I did see Joseph on the news. Yeah, it was awesome. Kat and Alex. I've met both these people. Alex was in chat a bit ago. Loving chat right now. Alex is the homie. Kat's amazing. Kat, if you're bringing back someone from BB21, it better be Kat. And she's just good TV. She always has been good TV. And again, I didn't necessarily expect this, but once I heard it, it makes a ton of sense. Again, Alex is like a significant other that also could be on a TV show by himself. They're together, yeah. I'd rather see Cliff. Hey, that's your right. NTM and Jessica Milagro, she's cool too. She's awesome. Enzo and Giacomo. Here's what I'll say. Do we need 4 white brothers from New Jersey? It's fine. I like Enzo. I liked him on 12, obviously, and I enjoyed him somewhat in 22, but like 4 of them? But it's all right. He's a Big Brother. I wouldn't say like a legend, but he's a big figure in the Big Brother universe. 3rd place, 2nd place, top 20 player of all time, probably. Honestly, I think I'm kind of soured a little bit by the challenge, him quitting. But whatever. And then Hannah and Simone. I don't know Simone. Hannah's the nicest person of all time. I'm just happy for her. It's awesome. I don't have much more to say. Hannah's great. So that's the cast. Here's what I'll say, because I know as the casting shit was going down, Sharon Tharp was tweeting like, "Ooh, there's a lot of controversial choices on this list," which I'm sure there were, and then they maybe got off the cast or whatever the case is. I think they did pretty well. I think they honestly did like really solid job of this cast. I was expecting much worse. Like, I'm just looking at this this list, and it's like maybe there's like 2 or 3 teams I'd swap out, but I think they did fine. Yeah, so there was rumors about Jen Johnson and Libra. Obviously, they'd be on my cast. That's just to see them again would be so cool. Obviously, there's a lot of Survivor, like 50 rumors too of like people who are getting cut. And I think to a certain extent, casting, because it's such a new crop of casting people, like they've been doing it for like the new era basically. I think they're a little bit out of touch with longtime fans of the show. But I do think with Jen Johnson, there is the risk of like, how old was she on BB8? Like mid-20s maybe? And now she comes back like a full, adult, like a married woman. Like, it might be like a Keisha situation where like this crazy character is mellowed out and is just kind of like a very bog standard person. But it would have been fun. Like, I would like to open that door. I think Libra would be a no-brainer. Like, she'd be hilarious no matter what. Janelle said she would lose money to go on. That was an annoying ass tweet, I'll be honest. I'm excited to see Janelle on the cruise, but like, why do you got to tweet that? For what? Yeah, I don't know. That was weird. Danielle Reyes again? Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, I'm just not talking about it, Sydney. I think that's in case anyone is not spoiled. I assume a lot of you guys are not. Literally getting paid to travel the world and be on TV. As far as I understand, the pay is not crazy at all. So, like, genuinely, there's a reason why people, like, would not go on because they don't want to lose that income for that time period. Like, that's a very reasonable thing. Really, you would do it for the experience. You're not doing, the Amazing Race for the prominence, to become an influencer, to expand your reach. You're doing it for the experience and doing it for the chance of winning $1 million. That's, like, the two main reasons. And again, like I think the best part about any of these shows is the experience. Being able to look back however many years down the line and be like, that was awesome that I did that. And Amazing Grace is probably the best example of that because, like, Big Brother, I did so many cool things that I'll look back on fondly 20 years from now. But you're in a studio a lot. Like, it's different. How do you think you and Zach would have done realistically against this cast? I think we would have done well. Winning probably would be tough. Just looking at the cast, like, the pre-gaming must be insane. All the 26ers know each other. Jag's in the middle of everything. Kylan and Taylor are at a billion events, and Joseph and Taylor obviously have a relationship, and Turner has a relationship with all of them, with Joseph and Taylor. Like, it's got to be a fucking mess. So, like, it's going to be interesting to watch. I could see a season like this having much more drama than the average season, not just because you're casting reality TV personalities who are, like, already established and we've kind of, like, picked the more dramatic ones, but also because these people all have pre-existing relationships, all of them basically, except for maybe Enzo and maybe, I don't know how connected Izzy is, right? So that's probably going to be an interesting thing to see. Would you do commentary on it when it airs? Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. If the season's good. Survivor 50, just a little bit of talk. Like, obviously, I don't have any information. But from what I've seen, like, the rumors of, like, they're going way more old school than new school. Or, like, way more old school than we expected, which I think is a terrible decision. And, like, they're having a lot of, like, 3- and 4-time players, which I'm like, for what fucking reason? Basically, you just see who's, like, unconfirmed, I just think the season should be reserved for, like, people getting their second shot who are hungry, and then maybe, like, 1 or 2 legends or something to mix it up. Should have just been all stars for the new era. See, I disagree with that because, like who's an example? Like a Christian Hubicki or, like, even, like, a Dominic, right? Dominic, because we saw him on the challenge, it's not as, but, like, people like that who, like, in my opinion, what I wanted the season to be is people who got close to winning who didn't quite make it. So, like, I don't know, like Charlie or, like, Omer or Jesse, like, that, like, 2nd to 6th kind of spot. And obviously there's exceptions, like, there's a lot of, like, pre-merge people who are really fun, but, like, people who are, like, hungry as fuck and want it, who feel like they have shit left on the table. And instead, if we end up getting, like, who's a rumor, like, I don't know, like someone from season, like, 2 who's on, like, 4 seasons, it's like, I don't, like, what are we hoping to get out of this journey? Suri, I mean, Suri's been talking a lot about a lot. She's a great example of, like, just an awesome casting choice in 99% of circumstances. And it's like, I think, like, a show like Survivor is not, they have enough awesome casting choices where I don't think we have to keep going to the same well over and over again. Like, there's no denying, like, literally a top 5 Survivor character ever, top 5 reality TV character, top 10 player. It's just like, there's other people who I think I'd like to see as well, but she'll add to the show, always. It's Suri. Come on. I'm surprised they didn't call her for the Amazing Race. Do we know that? I don't know, but, like,
I just think she's probably called for everything. That's my guess. At least a call. CBS is probably pissed their All-Stars keep getting poached by Peacock. I mean, they have no right to be pissed. Like, what, what do you mean? Like, maybe. It feels like Jeff has talked about that a few times. But it's like, from what I've heard, these gigs are a little bit better. I had a midterm. What did I miss? Not much. Ask Jared. Yeah. No, we have an open line of communication. I'll text them. So, Suri, Felicia, Amazing Grace would be something to see. I'm telling you, Felicia with a stranger is what I want. Or throw Felicia with Cameron. Fuck it. Let's ball. Chef is salty. Yeah. David Gannat won Dawn. Do you miss that? $6 million. I'm sure he'll be on Traders now. Her and Bowie. That'd be a good one, too. I'd be here for that. Yo, shoutouts to Bowie. While I'm crashing out in my apartment alone, Bowie's so sweet and nice. Kept texting me. Felicia with Cameron, she doesn't deserve that. Yes, but we deserve it as viewers. Dr. Will was awesome on Dondi. He was great. No, Bowie's the best. Any Bowie slander will be met with an immediate ban. Okay. Now, let's talk about the thing that I know a majority of you guys are here for. It's a touchy issue, and I don't want to speak about it lightly. I did prepare some notes for this. I'm sure... Sorry, it's a nervous laugh. God, I'm already getting anxious. There was something that came out on the internet that spawned a lot of discussion, so let's talk about it. We have to rank these games from most to least impressive. Enzo Palumbo, Amanda Zuckerman, Cory Wurtenberger, Azza, Marcellus, and Karen. It's a good question. It's one we've all thought about, for sure. Just sitting on a warm summer's day. Clouds materializing in the sky. Knew immediately you were full of shit. I'm usually better at masking it, but no, I had a bit of a smirk, as I do. All right, so let me talk through it, okay? Let's make two categories. Who am I clearly better than, and who am I clearly worse than? And then we'll be able to place myself more because of that. Cory number 6, rest are interchangeable. Okay. Pause. Oh, none of those subreddits, please. Enzo Palumbo, I don't think I have an argument against. I have no argument against Enzo. I don't. It's unfortunate. It's not like I think crazy high of Enzo's game, but you can't think that highly of my game. You know what I mean? And he did have some win equity, sprinkled in there in BB12. So I think Enzo, unfortunately, is above me. Azza, I think I clear Azza. I love Azza, very sweet person. I think I beat Azza. I feel comfortable putting myself above her. Amanda Zuckerman. I think she played a much more impressive game. I just feel like Amanda's game doesn't age well. Like, her game is not... okay, we're ranking the games, not the players. So Amanda's above me. I think Amanda deserves me. Is better than me. If it's ranking players and their skill sets, I might give myself an argument. Game-wise, it's kind of hard. Amanda loses to people you win against mostly everyone, but I also never get to the end. So I'll say Amanda's better than me. Marcellus, I'm better than Marcellus. I'm sorry. Y'all are going to be like, he played such a good social game, and he was so... Be fucking for real. It's Big Brother 3. He didn't use the veto on himself, and then I watched BB7. Grow the fuck up. Oh, his social game was so good. You don't remember his social game. Unless fucking Dan Not Giesling is here, None of you bitches remember. Talk your shit, you're right. And then Karen, I'm not a big BB5 person. Again, it's BB5. I'm inclined to say I'm just better, but I do understand Karen played a good game, so I think I'm third or fourth, depending on your stand-up of Karen. But I do. She's a player who deserves a modicum of respect, more than a modicum, quite a bit of respect. So, I'm not a Karen hater. Thoughts on Katy Perry going to space? Surprised she came back. I thought this was like a Hulk situation where we're sending her into space and like closing the portal. I love Katy Perry. I Kissed a Girl. Top 5 song of all time. Taryn is very high on Karen. Nice. Let's see. What are the people saying? Okay, they gave me above Marcellus and Ozza. All right. All right, people are putting Karen first. All right. Cory is an awesome person, but I find his Big Brother game to be P-mid. He reacted to information too late and didn't take out the people he should have when he had the chance. That's bullshit. That's not true. I still don't think his double HOH was a good decision. What the fuck else was the decision? Who am I supposed to target during the double? He did get screwed over by inequitable comps, which led to a steamroll, but even his pre-jury reads were bad. Trusting Suri and Izzy, then completely 180ing himself into his inevitable... Ha! I'm taking another break. Okay. We're back. Who am I targeting during the double? I win the HOH. What are my noms? Jag and Matt? Fuck off. Anyways. He'd do decently well in another season if he learned from his mistakes. Well, based on that crash out, I don't think it's likely I learned from my mistakes. So that's tough. Are you gonna share? I don't have much else to share at my screen. All right. Okay, so let's move on to the next part of stream because I'm gonna eventually do my basketball playoff bracket, and I want to make sure that that's at the very end of stream, so no one has to watch it. Okay. So I want you guys to ask me questions like things you want my take on that you haven't been able to hear my take on recently, because obviously I've been offline. What do you guys got? Yeah, ingestibles. There's a lot to critique. I don't think those were the right ones. My take on Danielle and Brittany? I guess we did miss the Traitors finale, eh? Look, Brittany screwed it up, but it's a very understandable miscommunication. Is the thought if Brittany doesn't fuck up there, and because then Danielle has to win the coin toss, do you think the Traitors win? I'm pretty sure at that point Dolores still flips and votes out the Traitors, right? I think once it's found out that Ivar is a faithful, I think at that point, I think you have to, she seemed pretty locked in with Danielle. Yeah, I think there's a good chance. I mean, I do blame Brittany for it, but it's just crazy. Like, they didn't have a chance to communicate. It was a crazy ending. That finale was dreadful, though. Pistons in the playoffs, how about that? They have no talent on their team. Outside of, like, Cade and Dennis Schroeder. But that's not true. Jalen Turner. They have some players, but I think they're going to lose round one. Good for them, though. All right, what else do we got? Take on tariffs. I mean, I think what's frustrating I think tariffs in general are fucking ridiculous and stupid. But, like, the way that Trump did them made it so, like, we don't even get to see the impact of tariffs. Because the way he implemented them is so fucking clumsy and goofy and stupid that, like, this isn't even like, oh, let's see the economic implication of tariffs. It's like, he just fucking, he flipped a switch and said the economy will be terrible now. And now it's going to be terrible. We're going to enter a recession. No disposable income. Less gifted subs. It's going to be a disaster. He's so fucking stupid. Him calling Governor Trudeau is funny, though, I will say. It's delusional, Shay. I mean, come on. Beyond delusional. There's no Luca stopper. Who's the best Luca stopper? Probably like Jason Tatum, maybe. But yeah, tariffs are fucking ridiculous. Insane. And the thing he did where he put tariffs on all these countries and then all these other countries put like reciprocal tariffs on us. We're like, oh, you're giving us tariffs, we're going to give you tariffs. Then he removes the tariffs and said, that was a test. Anyone who reciprocated, you've shown your true colors. It's like, what the They got a toxic partner. Like, he gaslit the shit out of them. Thoughts on Judges Siwa on Celebrity Big Brother UK? I need to have Bowie on stream to give me the deep dive because we've been watching a lot of clips and it seems captivating. I am hard rooting for Judges Siwa. So great. The math problem was wrong too. Dude. I'm not going to go into the whole fucking math equation of tariffs. But basically, the math equation that Donald Trump set up was, it's the amount that we import from you minus the amount we export from you over the amount we import from you. Which is like a fucking, or maybe I have that back. I think it's that. It's just like a really simplistic equation for like a really complicated issue. And then the White House came out and was like, no, that's actually not the formula. Obviously, we wouldn't do that. Our formula is way more in-depth and complicated. We're like, okay, let's see it. They show it to us, and it's the same fucking formula, but in the bottom half of the bottom of the fraction is 1 times, or like, it's 4 times 1/4 or some shit. It's like the formula we already had times 1. Dude. So dumb. Thoughts on Katy Perry going to space for 11 minutes? Second person to ask this in the last 8 seconds. And I like that, because Katy Perry made an impact. Trump's an actual idiot. I don't think he can read. J.D. Vance, is he an idiot? Yeah. But more so, he's evil. Trump's just as evil, but he's also stupider. Trump's alleged physical exam results, yes, he aced it. Some of the highest scores we've ever seen. He thinks the Great Lakes are connected. Oh my god, I'm gonna crash out. Did you see the Secretary of Education who kept calling AI A1 like the steak sauce? She kept talking about A1 in schools. That's the Secretary of Education. That's the thing about this administration. It's much less that they're evil. They're evil, for sure. The bigger deal is they're fucking incompetent. If you got competent, evil people, they can move this country in an evil direction. Instead, they're just destroying the country. We have no allies. Economy was already going to shit, but now it's going to shit way faster. And you know what's great? Now everyone's going to be pissed at the Republicans because their, eggs are going to cost more, and then they're going to elect the Democrats, and they're not going to fucking do anything. Because it's like the party of the status quo versus the party of descent into hell. Anyways, what else do we got? The Maryland basketball coaching mess. Good segue. All right, what else happened on my Yatus? Thoughts on Bernie and AOC's rallies? You think he's actually planning on running? I don't think he should run. I think he should hard endorse somebody. He's too old. He's very energetic. I love Bernie. He should hard endorse a progressive candidate and, go from there. I think with how unpopular Trump is going to be in the second term, I actually think there's a good chance we get a much more progressive president than we've ever had. Just because it's kind of like the needle, it goes both ways. And people who are like, oh, the Trump people will always be Trump people. I think people are much more tied to their wallets than you think. Like, if they vote for Trump because they think it's going to benefit them, and once it doesn't benefit them, I think people are more fickle than you'd imagine. Did you watch Got to Get Out? No, but I heard it's pretty good. I'm a big Demi fan. Big Omarosa fan. Problem is I can't see the Democratic nominee being a woman because they will be risk averse. It's going to be fucking Gavin Newsom, and I'm going to jump off a building. Honestly, I'd prefer Gavin Newsom to Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban would be worst case scenario. Well, there's worst case scenarios, but he would be pretty bad. And I think he's going to run. My vote goes to Stephen A. Smith. Maybe Mayor Pete. I like Pete Buttigieg. He's just a fucking, Democratic plant. Not a plant. Just like an institution guy. But I do just respect the way he talks. He's a very good speaker, and I admire that. But yeah, I wouldn't vote for him. Of the moderates, I'd prefer him to, a lot of people. Of the moderates. Hopefully Tim Walz. I would be there for Tim Walz. I think he's a great pick. I think Tim Walz is great. I loved him as the VP pick, but no Democrat was winning that election. What else we got? I will say, the second you guys run out of questions, I'm doing the bracket. So, Survivor. I haven't watched this season at all, frankly. I watch the season and go on social media, and I'm not doing social media, so I haven't done the season. I kind of follow things, you just kind of hear stuff, and I know kind of who's gone. My draft team is cooked, right? Do I have anyone? I think my draft team's cooked. No. It's over, right? You're out? Well, that's tough. Unlucky. Which season should we watch to prep for 50? Apparently fucking season 2. I don't know. It seems very spread out. I don't know. I really have no idea who's going to be on 50. I feel like we know a lot of people who are not on 50 because they're just coming out and saying that they're not on 50. But watch Rob's season. Wow, Mom, you got intel? I know one of your draft teams that isn't cooked. Shut up. Did you tell America you met Jimmy Carter's grandson? I told her that story today because we were talking about going to Demi and Quinn's wedding. I'm kidding. I told her that whole sequence. If someone could send me that clip. T. It's no T. Kagayan, David vs. Goliath, yeah. I heard people commenting on Rob being fit, like he is prepping for a 50. Can a dude just work out in peace without having accusations of his next show? I was on the elliptical at the gym, and the gym owner, who's a Big Brother fan, came up to me and is like, hey, you got any races planned? I'm like, bro. Was he right? It's who's to say, but it is annoying. Johnny Bananas on Pop the Balloon. I hope he got a good appearance fee, because what the fuck is he doing on that? Tell him Naked and Afraid. Getting the vaccines where it's like, where are you going? I'm like, don't know. It's always a weird conversation. Y'all still rock climbing? We were trying to go today, but we got caught up. I'm not going to say much more because we talk about it on the podcast, but I had a stressful day of driving a U-Haul because we got a lot of new furniture. Did you get a gym discount? No, but I don't ask for things. I got to turn on the Americory cameos, huh? Yeah. Maybe. I'll ask America. I'm not gonna allow that message, Jacksonia, because it's just hard to read. seems like a lot. Okay, so he wrote this message, right? And it resulted in Katie adding the block term anus. Anus wasn't the issue. You guys obviously didn't see the message. The issue was prolapse. That's the word that should be blocked. Podcast tonight? Yes, hey bub. It is recorded. I have to piece it together though. It's like 3 parts. Did you injure your foot or was that a troll? What's up, y'all? I feel good now. Added block term prolapse. Doing God's work, Mike. Now, I got weird foot soreness, like I was LeBron, honestly. And I just had this pain, and it kind of got worse, and then I couldn't really walk. I'd be very hobbled. I never really learned how to use crutches, to be honest. I didn't use them much. I just kind of didn't get up. So I was kind of like bedridden or apartment-ridden for a while. But I feel good now. Honestly, the second my testicles started hurting, my foot felt better. So maybe I have like a certain, pain meter that can only go so high. Did you get the LeBron Ken doll? You want to talk about these AI dolls? Every person who posts them on their social media, I'm like, it's just a specific type of person. And this maybe sounds shady, but like, who doesn't know that it's lame to post AI shit like that, you know? Doesn't make you a bad person, far from it. It's just like Cory. I lose respect. I wouldn't even go that far. It's just like, do you think Pookie hurt his groin? I don't know, but I am willing to help. Thoughts on the Switch 2? I'm pumped. I'm going to buy it day 1. I'm so excited for Mario Kart 9. It looks kind of shit, but I will enjoy it. And I'm excited to use the cow. New Souls game? Yeah, the multiplayer, like, roguelike Elden Ring thing. Definitely gonna play that. Are you into Black Mirror? Thought the new season was pretty good. America really likes it, so we gotta watch it. But we have so much shit to watch. Like, I think first on our list is White Lotus. We watched 3 movies recently, so we're gonna do a for real later. We got Mickey 17, Anora, and one other movie that I'm trying to think of. Mickey 17, Anora, and Hoodwinked. We watched Hoodwinked, 2005 or 6. The Pit. You like The Pit, Mom? The Big Short. Big Short, add it to the list. Oh my God, add it to the list. America and I about to fight for real. For real mentioned? Yeah. Snow White was amazing. Too woke. Too woke for me. All right, The Pit's on the list. We got to watch it. It's like 14 episodes, I think. Thoughts on Epic Universe, and are you going? So the cruise is coming up, and that's going to be in Orlando, so I'm thinking maybe I'll try to go then, but I'm pumped. Honestly, I'm kind of bummed by the rides from what I've seen. It's like Mario Kart. The Donkey Kong ride seems fun. But just, I'm a sucker for Nintendo shit. I love Nintendo, so fuck the company, but the properties are pretty fun, so I'll be there. Daredevil should be on the list. It's not going to be on the list. I like Daredevil, the original series, Netflix series, but I don't think we're going to be watching Marvel. Are you going to watch the Minecraft movie? America and I talked about going at like 11 a.m. on a Wednesday to make sure no kids are there. Yellow Jackets? Nah, I haven't tried it. Who's Kevin Costner? That's the wrong show. I'm thinking of Yellowstone. Didn't y'all have another trip coming up as well, or am I imagining that? So I'm going home in a little bit for my grandma's 80th. We're trying to figure out exactly who's going to that. America might go back to Texas to see her family, or maybe we haven't figured it out yet. But we're going to Greece for a wedding, and low key, this is a secret between you and me, chat. We've been thinking about. Damn, you were quick on that, Mike. We were trying to figure out like how to extend the trip one way or another, whether it's before the trip or after the trip. And then we saw, I think it's right after the wedding, because the wedding's in Greece. Right after the wedding there's an Imagine Dragons concert in Copenhagen, and I've always wanted to go to Copenhagen, and that would be funny to see Imagine Dragons there. So that's our tentative plan. I don't know if it'll land there. But I thought it was a very funny idea. What? You got beef, Joseph? That was a good idea. I know like 6 Imagine Dragons songs. I love the CW. Where in Greece? It is a small little island. I don't know exactly where. Hey, pup, you're so annoying. I think that about does it for the trips. The cruise coming up. I'm going to try to do Orlando there. Cruise is going to be fun. My mom got like a $20 billion cabana, which, treat yourself, Mom. It'll be fun for us. It looks so beyond nice. Memorial Day. Okay. I don't understand what you mean, Mom. When you text me about Memorial Day, I thought you were talking about Grandma's birthday, but I feel like that's later. Or that's earlier, rather. That's like the start of May. Or is that what you're talking about? Because no way I'm coming home twice in May, right? That's not the plan. Sorry, me and Mom have to do logistics for 1 second. Memorial's end in May. Yeah, I thought I'd have to go back to Florida at the beginning of May for it's Memorial Day. Okay, that's better then. That's further away than I thought. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I mean, I'll be there. I'll talk to America, what her deal is. Cubs fan, for the 10 gifted subs, my dog. It's been a while. I hope you're doing well. 10 gifted. You're crazy. We're at 218 subs, which I think we started at like 100 and something, so we're gained 100 today. I'm going to be streaming very consistently. I'm kind of back. I'm happy to be back. I'll be honest. I was incredibly anxious about this stream in the same way I was incredibly anxious about book club when I was doing it. Just being online, it's just like heartburn. Like, it's crazy. I've never had so much like mental or emotional whatever manifest in like the physiological. Like, my dad was like, "Do you think your foot issue is psychosomatic?" I'm like, "No, I'm looking at it. It's fucking bruised." But like, I was very nervous about the stream. It's gone well, though. It's been fun. The live book club went great. Yeah, it's basically the point of that whole kind of thing was, that whole spiel, was like, you have to just kind of jump in the pool. You know what I mean? Like, you dip your feet in, it's too cold, and then you kind of go shin high, and then it's too cold, you don't want to go in. You just dive in, and I think it's better. Streaming tomorrow will be easier. I think that's the way to do it, with exceptions. Like, it is follower only, and I'm not doing like a public TikTok live or anything. So, but this is public, so we need to find another show like Kid Nation. I think America and I were talking about watching Hell's Kitchen season 8 because she's only seen about like 4 or 5 episodes of it. It's my favorite season, one of my favorite seasons of reality TV ever. And that'll just be the end of stream show. Because I know some of you guys have seen a bit of it, but it's just so great. I think that'd be fun. And we were watching a lot of Hell's Kitchen on our trip, and we have not Tubi, what's it called? The Pluto. And there's like the Hell's Kitchen channel that we watch a lot. Bravo to the mods. The mods are the best. We found a couple good ones. A few good ones, perhaps. Not Ned. Ned is just along for the ride. He won an eviction notice game. Congrats, bud. The cure to anxiety is taking action, so it's tough. See, some people think taking action is the solution. For me, I think angry orchards are the solution. But to each their own. Ned creates a vibe. a vibe for sure. I also saw Book of Mormon. We saw that when we were in New York on Broadway. Good time. Really good. I mean, I knew I'd like it, but it was really, really good. I think therapy is the solution. I should get a therapist. I'll be honest. I should get a therapist. What did America think of all the stuff in your room being broken? It really looks like I crashed out and started breaking things. I really didn't. It was just a series of goofy events. Yes to therapy. Yeah, I'm going to go on BetterHelp. That'll fix everything. But again, I do have Instagram subs, so I'll be posting on that more. Let me know what you guys want from Instagram subs. I think the way I'm going to do Instagram subs, I'm not like a take a ton of pictures and like aesthetic and like that kind of thing. I think it'll be a lot more like Q&A and like candid stuff of just me like talking, like walking and talking, things like that. That's my instinct. Therapy doesn't help me. I'm a lost cause. That's the attitude. But I'm sorry. I think you might have not just found the right therapist. I feel like a lot of people, it takes a long time to find the right person. We go to your IG for aesthetics, obviously, Cory. Hey. As long as you're paying $2.99, I don't know. You do you. Or whatever it is, $149, I don't know. I don't want them to be that expensive. Get a BetterHelp sponsorship for the stream. That's a terrible idea. That could be the worst comment of the day, Olivia. And there's some good competition. Basketball bracket. I'm ready to crash out. All right. All right. Bye, guys. Bye, viewers. We're doing the basketball bracket. Okay. I pay $149. That just might be the price. I might raise it to $2.99. I don't think I will. I think it's fine. I don't know. How many different ways do I need to milk you guys? Okay, so Thunder versus it'll either be the Grizzlies, Warriors, Kings, or whoever's in that fucking 10 seed. Thunder are gonna beat whoever's there. You pay $2.99. That's interesting. Nuggets, Clippers. I think the Nuggets are fucking terrible. Jokic is an all-time legend. They're fucking bad. They lost so many of their good players. Jamal Murray's deteriorated. Thank God for Aaron Gordon becoming a lights-out shooter out of nowhere for no reason. The first 20 people got it for $1.49, I see. Clippers have James Harden, and he's going to fall apart, and probably Kawhi's knee is going to fall apart. But, like, just this matchup, I just think the Clippers are a better basketball team than Nuggets. I just think they're better. I think outside of Jokic, it's like Christian Brown, Russ are going to have to play minutes, Julian Straw. They just don't have enough good players. Losing KCP, they just have no point of attack defenders at all. He evolves during the playoffs. He's a big shot merchant for sure, but I think the Clippers are winning it. Lakers, Wolves, I think that's going to be a 5-game series. I think it's about as good of a matchup as the Lakers could have gotten. They're going to play Gobert off the floor. Ant is great, but he's probably the third best player in that series. Fourth after Reeves. You know what sucks? One of my most like virulent haters on Twitter is like some Austin Reeves. That's his like username, and I'm like, dude, don't use one of my favorite players. It's fucked up. If you were like a Rudy Gobert account, that would hurt less. Rockets versus, I think the Warriors are going to beat Memphis. Okay, here's my hot take. The Warriors are going to beat Memphis and then lose to Houston. That's my take. I don't think the Rockets could I don't think the Warriors have the athleticism to deal with the Rockets. They actually have, like, a way to defend Steph. This is my hot take, and I know it's a 2-seed beating a 7-seed, but I feel like generally everyone thinks the Warriors would beat them. How is that a hot take? Everyone I've heard is picking Warriors over Rockets. Everybody. But I legitimately think the Rockets will beat them. Maybe if Jimmy is able to get, playoff Jimmy going again. But, all right, let's go to the East. The Cavs will beat whoever the 8 seed is. It's probably going to be the fucking Heat, to be honest. I know the Heat well enough to know they'll sneak into the playoffs to make me watch their shitty games. I think the Pacers will beat the Bucks. I'd prefer to see the Bucks win because it's just been a while since we've seen Giannis play like meaningful playoff games. But I do have the Pacers. I think they're just a realer team. Knicks are winning, right? I promise I'll watch and be a bandwagon fan as long as they're in. We'll talk about it. Knicks Pistons. I don't think the Knicks are very good, but I do think they're good enough to beat the Pistons. I just don't think they're very good. Kirkuk is funny. I don't think the Knicks are good, but I think the Pistons just don't have enough talent, unfortunately. I think Cade is going to play well. He's a good playoff archetype. He's a stronger dude, but I don't think so. And the Celtics will probably go, beat Orlando or Atlanta in 5. All right, so now we're in the conference semifinals. The Thunder versus the Clippers. Thunder are going to win. I think the Thunder have too many good perimeter defenders for James Harden to do anything, for Norman Powell to do anything. Kawhi is going to do pretty well, but Lou Dort is like the exact kind of defender you want on Kawhi. I just think the Clippers offense is going to fall apart, and the defense will hold up decently well against the Thunder, but they don't have the same answers as the Thunder do. So I think the Thunder do beat the Clippers. I think it's just a bad matchup for the Clippers, to be honest. And then Lakers-Rockets, I think it's a great matchup for the Lakers. Like a really good matchup. They have a lot of perimeter athleticism, which could be annoying. They're going to be really good in transition. But the Lakers' defense could actually hold up against the Rockets pretty well. And the Rockets just are not going to be able to match the Lakers' offense. It's there's too much shot creation and too much talent. I don't think that'll be a close series. Cavs-Pacers. All right, ready for my hot take? Pacers beat the Cavs. I don't believe in the Cavs that much. I don't trust Darius Garland necessarily in the playoffs yet. He's got to earn my trust. I'm very high on Halliburton. I think Siakam is a proven quantity in the playoffs. I think they're a really well-oiled machine. I know what I'm going to get from them. And I think this is going to be our big upset. Knicks-Celtics. I think the Celtics will sweep the Knicks. Maybe the Knicks get one. Maybe it's like 3-0 Celtics. The Knicks steal one. But the Celtics are just better. They're just better. So this is going to be a repeat of last year's Eastern Conference Finals. Thanks, Danny. Who is Danny Egan? Egan. But I don't think the Knicks have a chance. I don't think the Knicks are good. They're good, but there's such a gap between them and the real contenders. Which takes us to the conference finals, where I do have the Lakers beating the Thunder. I think it's a good matchup for the Lakers. The Thunder's defense is incredible, but they can't stop the Lakers. We've seen it. They can't stop them. Can the Lakers stop the Thunder? Not really. But as long as you don't have too many turnovers and let them do too much in transition, I think the Lakers could hold up. Cubs fans likes that prediction. No, I'm going with my brain, genuinely. I think the Lakers beat the Thunder. I think they have too much size. And while Hartenstein and Chet are bigger than anyone the Lakers have, the wings on the Lakers are Luka just at guard and LeBron and Rui and DFS. They're just too big for Cason Wallace and Aaron Wiggins and these more slight OKC perimeter defenders. And we've seen them play the past 2 games. They just can't stop the Lakers from scoring at will. It'll all come down to if the Lakers turn the ball over too much and let OKC get in transition. Celtics will beat the Pacers. That won't be close. And then I'm going to have the Celtics winning the title. I don't think the Lakers have a shot in hell at beating the Celtics. It's a horrendous matchup. Anonymous, thank you for the 10 gifted. Also, I'm predicting a really good Jason Tatum run. I'm not the biggest Jason Tatum fan, the anomaly, but he's fucking good. He's playing really well this season. He was really bad last playoffs. I think he's in for a good run. But Anonymous, thank you for the 10 gifted, and Cubs fans, thank you for the 5. I appreciate you guys. How many subs are we at right now? We're kind of putting up some real numbers these days, huh? 237. Get close to 250 by the end of the stream. That's great. I appreciate it, guys. Also, I'm gonna tease you guys a little bit, but there is some exciting stuff in the works. If you guys are fans of hearing Cory Wurtenberger yap, so there you go. A Lakers Celtics final after Chiefs Eagles, Super Bowl would be hell. I'm here for it. I think they'd get their shit rocked, but that's all I'll say. But something to look forward to, potentially. Are your subs only set for Americans at Cory? I'll check. I mean, they shouldn't be, but I certainly didn't go out of my way to make sure they were. I didn't fuck with any settings, so if that's the default, maybe. But thank you, Anonymous. I'm gonna go thank a billion subs right now. So if you guys want to dip, I understand that. But if you want to hear your name being uttered, this is the place to be. What's a song to play in the background? I'm gonna play some 303. No, I'm gonna play some LeBron songs because we're in the NBA mood. This is my favorite. I don't like this one. Is the regular version? No, none of these are right. Is it this one? Okay, Rune, give me a second. Just a moment. Just a moment. Just a mere moment is all I ask. You know what? Thank you, Rune Queen. All right, let's thank some subs. Starting with Rune Queen with 20 big booms. Boom, boom. I'm not doing 20. I appreciate it, Rune Queen. It's good to see you. Hope you're doing all right. But I appreciate it. 20. That gets us to 250 something subs. Across the 250 threshold. That's huge. It's a lot of subs for one stream, but I appreciate it. I want to thank Anonymous for the 10 gifted, AZ for the 5, and then the other 10 gifted from Cubs. Appreciate you, man. Danny, thanks for the 13 months. Survivor Desi for the 16. Rainsy for the 13. Cubs fan for subbing yourself. Appreciate it. Sam Moore for the tier 1. Balloon Horses for the 13 months. Lychee Kai for the 12. That's a year. Happy birthday. Margie, we love you, Cory. Welcome back. Sorry you had to be an alternate. I know the feeling, as I never made a varsity sports team in my life. Why'd I read that? Thank you, Sala, for the 16 months. What is this? Thank you, Rihanna, for the 10 months. Sydney for the 15. A-Rod for the 16. Rune Queen for an extra gift to Hey Bub. Right as stream is ending, so you have to watch every ad. I appreciate that. Tropic for the 16. Card Girl for the 16 as well. The Nick City, 5 months. I appreciate you. Nathan, congratulations on your bracket wins. Anonymous gifting A-Dog. Nizer Bees, what's up? Your girl Ari. How are you, Ari? Shinks Boy, welcome back. Happy Wurtenberger Wednesday Eve, exactly. Sarah, thanks for the bits. Ned, thanks for the 16 months. Steph Wirt, thanks, Mom. Appreciate it. Lexi for the 14. The Sid for the 7 months. we're not listening to it again. What's a good song? I want to play... What should I play? Oh, I got one. Thanks, Survivor Desi, for the gift. I appreciate you. You guys ever listen to some Vin Diesel in your spare time? But thank you, Sid Show. Thank you, JPR, for the gift. Kayla for the 16 months. JPR, looks like you gifted 5. I appreciate you, man. Hillary with the year. Tom for the 15 months. We are so back, Tom. Under Breast Sweat, my least favorite username. 14 months. I appreciate you. DD for the 15. What's going on? T. Pillsbury, 16 months. Julie for the gift to Bailey. I appreciate it. V for Vanessa, 15 months. Superfly with the 15 as well. Thank you both. Kate, thank you for the 16. Heather, never been more back, that's right. Liz, thank you for the 16 months. Jerry Bob for the 16 months. Indy, 16 months as well. A lot of 16-monthers. It's almost like you guys all subbed at the same time. Shay's Headband. You've had a lot of opinions about the NBA today, as I'd expect based on the name. Matt, thanks for the 16 months. Christina, you as well. Same with you, Jessibels. So many familiar names. Nice to see you guys. Rune Queen, you subbed 2 hours ago, so you've just been hanging out. I appreciate it. Rune subbed, went out, worked a full job to get the money to give the other 20. I appreciate it. Chiara, thanks for the 16. Hope you're doing well. Gina, 15 months. Only 15? Thank you. Thank you, Clayton, for the 13 months. Jane, I already said you, right? I don't know. 15 months. Appreciate it. Brianna. I'm still locked in, Brianna. 16 months. Chaotic for the 15. Indow for the 16. What's up, Indow? Relevant Moose, my favorite statistician. Appreciate you. Kristen, 16 months. The biggest non-factor in eviction notice history. Gotta love her. Brenna, hope you're doing well. I haven't been on Twitter, so I haven't seen your antics, but hope you're still anticing. Heather, thank you for the 16 months. Katie. Appreciate you, Katie, as always. Jacksonia, 16 months. Jennifer Connors with the 15 months. Dan the Man, 16. Mike. Appreciate you, Mike. Best decision I made on this stream was making Mike a mod. It was one of the hardest decisions I've ever made, too, but it was the right one. Haley, thank you for the 16 months as well. And Ashley, who subbed right before the stream even started. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys. I was worried about the stream. It went really well. I'll be streaming tomorrow. All about the college process, law school process. And that's crazy. So we're back. I'm fully back streaming. The Patreon's coming back slowly. Podcast up tonight. This is exciting. I feel more alive talking to a camera alone in my room. So, streaming during Survivor. I guess it is Survivor tomorrow, right? I might stream right after the episode. I don't know. But I won't interrupt the show. I know a lot of you guys like watching it. Who's DPOY? I don't know. I don't think it's Draymond Green or Evan Mobley, but I don't know who else it could be. Maybe Zubats. But I appreciate you guys. I'll be back tomorrow. Thanks for your patience. Thanks for your understanding. It's like one of you motherfuckers who's not, but it's okay. That's a pretty good ratio. Just one person who's not understanding versus all of you guys who are. Is there anybody to raid? Is Quinifer live? Is anyone up? Any of the homies? He is? All right. Let's raid Quinifer. It's every now and Quinn, correct? All right. Send Quinn my love. Again, you know, him and Bowie Jane were the absolute homies this whole time. I feel like you got reality TV friends and real friends. He's crossing that bridge, if he has crossed it already. So, love you guys. Well, no, I don't. You guys are cool. See you guys. Bye-bye.